You're now listening to the Something Good Podcast Network. Please press any key to continue.
I used to wrap weed in filtered cigarettes and smoke them that way back when I was on dialysis and didn't give a shit. Smoothest fucking joint you ever fucking smoked, dude. Because that filter, oh man.
And on that note, welcome to this week's episode of the Couch Potatoes. That's right, motherfuckers. I'm Alex.
This is Marlboro 420 coming at you, Chris Morrison.
We are fired up today because if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, you saw our pre-show. Shout out again to Dustin for the amazing beverage. And no, we're not going to tell you what it is. You got to click that YouTube link in the episode description and take a watch if you haven't already. And we've got some other good stuff planned because we got to do a taste test at some point too.
Oh yeah,
because the flavor we had tonight was not going to work good with those chips. I don't know what flavor we have that's going to work good with those chips. However, blue raspberry was not.
Yeah, it doesn't work good with the barbecue.
No.
We'll maybe do a afternoon recording. Do up some chicken wings and some hot sauce.
Yeah, because we actually do have a hot sauce taste test because go ahead and get some housekeeping shit out of the way at the very top here. By the time you're hearing this episode, over the weekend, I finally got my ass up and fucking made us a legit merch shop for once instead of just having like a t-shirt per show. Now I've got t-shirts, I got hoodies, I got pins, I got stickers, I got drinking glasses, motherfuckers, for every one of these shows. And I'm slowly figuring it out. Each show already has theirs, but each show is going to get their own individual special item. And I've already figured out the history we forgot one. You can get this awesome faux leather writing pad notebook. Don't
tell them it's faux. Tell them it's real.
I'm not gonna lie to the people,
pussy.
But it looks just like the artwork for the show.
Looks great. It looks like a yearbook.
It does, and that's the reason why I was just really stoked when I saw that as an option for the item. So History We Forgot has a special notebook. I'm thinking of something for this fucking guy. You had a great idea for it.
Kuzia.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, gotta sift through there and find something good for Couch Potatoes and something good for you. Right now, I've just given us quarter sleeve shirts now.
The Cryptic Conspiracy Cult condoms aren't available yet.
Not yet. However, we are working on that.
Do they work? You'll find out.
That could be the puzzle.
Yeah. Let's do the puzzle or the coffee mug, whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot we did like other merchandise a long time ago.
Yeah, just for us.
I found the beanie, the Couch Potatoes beanie. I forgot how good that turned out.
Well, maybe that's that item. Look at us. We're workshopping shit right here on the episode, and all this will be available by the time you hear it, and that's the coolest thing.
And I might have a little special item laid out for us. And if it's cost effective, I'll throw it free to certain fans if they want one.
Ooh!
If it's cost effective, I got an Etsy artist making something for us.
Oh, then it will not be cost effective if an Etsy artist is making it.
Yeah, she owes me a favor. I won't cash in all these. Bitch owes me. I won't cash in all these favors so she can whip that shit up.
But yeah, guys, so if you've been enjoying this show for long enough and want to finally get your hands on some merchandise, one of the cool things I am doing, though, is, there's no way to work around this shipping, folks. It's 2024. USPS is the leading company for just screwing you in the ass when it comes to shipping.
Well, that's what your taxes pay for, so.
However, if you want just stickers, I got you.
Yeah.
Because that fits in an envelope. I got a stamp. I'm not going to the. You're not getting a tracking number either. I'm not going to the post office. You're not getting a tracking number. If you want some stickers, send me $6.
Yeah.
That covers it because it's going to be a 6-pack of stickers. Covers $1 each. Send me that. I got you all day long, brother. You don't have to pay for shipping. No, nothing. I will hook you up with the stickers. I cannot do a workaround with the shipping with the other items. I can make each item more expensive and just offer free shipping.
Yeah.
But I feel that's kind of scummy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, you're not actually paying that much for the product. This is how much USPS is screwing you.
I recently bought some of our merchandise just to test out the website and test out the quality of the stuff when it comes through. So you'll hear that next time.
Yes, because you should actually have. They've been pretty fast with their stuff, especially now that the holiday season's over. Yeah, they are really fast with their stuff. The pins look really cool. I was able to get a sample order of those in here recently, and yeah, it feels pretty good to finally get the legit web store set up. It's just the reason I didn't is I had to pay for that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't feel like spending more money on this fucking show right now. But it finally got to the point where it's just like, okay, it will actually be cost effective for me to buy the actual web store. So make it worth my while, motherfuckers. We got hoodies, t-shirts. You're about to hear me doing a lot more promotion now, mofos. Oh. It's on 2024, baby. It's getting real.
We'll set up we'll post up a little little merch table at Dante's comedy shows.
Oh yeah. Well, and then he tells us we can't do that anymore, and we just set up like outside selling bootleg Dante shirts.
Oh, yeah.
As I've got his graphics and everything, he starts selling those in the parking lot.
Yeah. You like that funny idiot?
Undercut him by $5 at his own merch table.
That's fucking rude. Because I remember, dude, one of the best shirts I ever had was from a comedy show. It was a guy, he made like a cartoon fire extinguisher guy, and it said "I put out." And it worked so good because it was a joke he said during the show. Because I worked at a Comedy Zone at one point, and it was a solid delivery, solid callback by the end. And he was selling shirts, and I was working there. He's like, I'm like, hey man, you got a big ass kind of shirt? He's like, of course, man. He's like, oh, you work here, don't you? I'm like, yeah. He's threw it for free. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I hope to have you back, man. That was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
But those comedy guys, man, they sell. That's just like bands. That's where they make a lot of money. Is a lot of merch and stuff like that. They make a lot of door fees and stuff. But goddamn, they kill it on merch because this guy had a whole fucking box, ready to go.
Well, Dante's already hitting me with the funny ideas. One of the special shirts they have is, the I'm with stupid shirts. They have a I'm with this fucking guy with an arrow pointing. So
that'd be a quality koozie.
There you go. Well, Mikey has the floozy.
Yeah, those are nice.
Did you saw the floozies? Yeah. I was so mad because he sends me an idea for that. He's just like, hey man, I have an idea. It's like, what? He goes, a beer koozie, but it's called a floozy, and the 2 O's are titties, man.
That's a Mikey idea through and through.
And I'm like, bro,
solid idea.
And he's just like, how much? I was just like, brother, for that much of a good idea, I got you. Yeah, I'm not charging you fucking shit for that. That's a brilliant idea, man. I whip up that logo, pretty cool little graphic. Whip that up for him, send it off, bro. I fucking love it. I'm like, thanks, man.
You can see that at any frisbee golf tournament.
I didn't think I had to say save me one.
Yeah.
I figured that was kind of implied. I made the design. I gave you props. Hold one back for the dude. Couple weeks later, after I see him showing them off to folks, I'm like, hey man, I'll probably be seeing you this weekend. I think it was like right around Friendsgiving. I was like, I should be seeing you here soon. Save me one of them koozies. I want one. He goes, oh, I'm already out, man. I'm like, what do you mean you're already out? They went fast, man. I'm like,
I mean, he's Johnny on the spot, man.
Motherfucker, save me one, though. I didn't charge you shit. This fucking guy.
I'll add that to the store later on.
I'll just start selling, be like, make my motherfucking money.
Now, I can see Floozy, I can see those at a disc golf championship or something like that. He just like some guy holding some weird IPA bullshit.
Well, the thing I really liked about it too was it was a pink can koozie.
Yeah,
that was the only color he offered was pink, and I'm like, that's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, that'd be good, or like a neon caution green.
Ooh, yeah,
black lettering. Nice.
Well, since we've already gotten our pregame over with, let's go ahead and move on over to our news segment. So if you haven't been doing so already, make sure to follow us on Facebook. Yes, we already do have our regular, Something Good Network Facebook page, but if you didn't know already, we do have a Couch Potatoes Facebook. and I've been loading it up with some fun content. Like, for instance, found out the other day, Unilad shared this. Crystal Hefner reveals this groundbreaking, shocking, brave, and stunning quote. She reveals that she was never actually, quote, in love with her late husband, Hugh Hefner, and admitted having to sleep with an 80-year-old was the price for a world of success.
Aw.
Color me fucking shocked.
Yeah.
What? I mean, I'm looking at a photo of her here. She's conventionally fine. I mean, she's not my type of pretty.
Yeah.
But it's like, I understand.
She's Playboy pretty.
Yes, she's Playboy pretty, but just she's what I call the sock monkey. It looks like someone grabbed her by the back of the head, squeezed really hard, and pulled all of her face back, and it just stayed there.
And she's what do you call it? Centerfold pretty.
Yeah, but she's. Why is this news? Who in their right mind thinks that this woman was genuinely in love with this 80-year-old man?
No one ever thought that was. No one ever thought that was real.
Well, but it's to the point of like it's like. Then if no one's shocked, why are we making articles about it?
Same reason I caught an article the other day that they talk about Fallout. Mm-hmm. They're talking about the release of Fallout 5. Fallout 5 is probably 5 years out. And they're like, and the headline is, millions of gamers will not be able to play Fallout 5, which is a clickbait headline.
Yeah, because he'll be dead.
No. The article literally says it won't come out until the next generation of consoles come out. It's a misleading fucking headline. It's not millions of people won't be able to play it. It's millions of people will have to buy a new system to play it. Yeah. And of course, we know this. We fucking know this because Bethesda was bought by Microsoft, and Microsoft is trying to make quality shit very quickly. And they don't want to have a CD Projekt Red situation where they make something that doesn't work.
Or and plus No Man's Land.
Or No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
And then they made No Man's Sky the second version, and it's perfect.
Why did they make a second version if they couldn't even get the first version right?
The first one didn't work, so they made a second version.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then, well, guess what? It's a top-selling game. But the article could have just been like, hey, people with Fallout fans will have to... The headline should have been millions of Fallout fans will have to work with Microsoft and Xbox and PC to play the new Fallout game because it probably won't get released on PlayStation because it's a Microsoft product now, which is fine. PC is going to run great on PC because for people that know this, who play games, Fallout is a modder's fucking paradise.
Yep.
And going back to that, on top of that, modders are working faster than developers on fixing games. The biggest problem right now is a game called Starfield, which was a big leap forward in gaming. Mm. And modders are working faster than the developers fixing it. And it's fucking hilarious seeing these developers who are getting paid to fix bugs in games. And the modders are just like, I got it. I'm working so much faster than you. Because I remember the mods for Fallout 4 were fantastic.
Yeah.
And that was before the buyout. So... yeah, just in gaming news, I think that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, well, so that leads into a bigger thing, and that's why I was letting you roll with it because you were kind of leading into it. A big problem I have now, and I don't know, fuck. All right, let me pull out my fucking knitting quilt and my fucking rocking chair. Back in my day, I'm looking at my shelves right now, at my GameCube, my Wii, Nintendo NES games, my Nintendo 64. When I bought those games, I bought them, and that was it. You bought the game. The game was right there. Yeah. I'm tired of all these companies releasing a half-baked game and then fixing it with updates. If you buy a game on launch day, you will have an update because they have updated the game between the time they press the disc and you have now put it in the console.
I kind of just see that to the complications of making new games because there was this lateral point where you had quality games and the technology to make it. We've surpassed that to where we need to make next-gen games look perfect And the time it makes to make those games and release is not at an intersection point. So now you have to have those updates. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, but why not wait? I mean,
because there's no money in it.
If the game fixing patch shows up 2 months later, you know, is because I see that so much. It's like for a game for the first like 2 months is almost unplayable, and then miraculously 2 to 3 months later, all the problems are fixed. Why couldn't you have just released the game 2 to 3 months later? Why are you releasing it so early?
Because it's a business, you need an influx of cash very quickly. Because like here, a perfect example is Cyberpunk. I remember when that first trailer dropped, it looked fantastic, and the tagline at the end of the trailer, you remember it was? It'll be ready when it's ready.
I do remember that.
8 fucking years later, it came out, and it was buggy as shit. You know why? Because they had to stop and get an influx of cash. And how did they do that? They made the Witcher games. And those games were damn near perfect. But because they had to stop what they're doing to make a perfect game, they needed an influx of cash very quickly. And the Witcher games, for people who don't remember, didn't have a lot of bugs because they had quality developers stopping what they were doing. So then their dream project, Cyberpunk, when it comes out, it gets super fucking rushed at the tail end and is glitchy. It doesn't make the game less fun. It just got a little glitchy. So then people went off the fucking rails. How dare they? They said it was going to be ready when it's ready. No, cocksucker. You fucking bought Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, and they made 2 DLCs that were fantastic and doubled the size of the game. And guess what? If you had a season pass, it was goddamn free. So when it comes to the CD Projekt Red, that developer, that is the upper echelon of quality. But then you have people like Microsoft who buy video game companies and streamline the process, but they want an influx of cash.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. If I'm making a new Resident Evil game, I could do 2 things. I could re-release an old one, like, let's say Project Zero, the Resident Evil Project Zero game for the GameCube. That is a beloved game. What if I re-released it, up the graphics, and sold it on the store? People would buy it, and guess what? Now I got an influx of cash. Now I could put that cash into speeding up the development of my brand new Starfield or Fallout 7 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but that feels a little different than like releasing a game and it's buggy as hell.
Well, that's when you get like these other developers like Ubisoft, who are the dumbest people in the video game industry, because they are the ones who exactly said you won't actually own the game. And then their stock price went to shit.
Dude,
we talked about this last time about piracy.
Well, it's part 2.
Yeah.
I got into it with someone on Facebook. Not really got into it, but just like I ran into someone that even on their profile said they were like an ethical piracy type thing. Because lately, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but on Facebook, there's been a meme getting shared of... it says Ubisoft execs say gamers need to get comfortable with, quote, not owning your games.
Yeah.
Underneath it says if purchase isn't ownership, then piracy isn't theft.
Yeah.
I fully agree with that. And
it's an ethics thing.
Yeah. One person hops in, it's on my friend that shared the status. Someone comments, false equivalency. Software is always sold as a license which is revocable at any time. We never owned games to begin with. We own the transmission medium that is stored or relayed on, but you don't buy the software, you buy a license to use it.
I buy the hardware that it's printed on.
I replied back, I said, I own my games. They are on a disc or a cartridge. They can't go into my room and revoke that license. This is a very bad argument. Yeah. And then I posted a video of that Rossman guy, and I said, take it from someone that's more educated than both of us. This is very bad and very scary.
Yeah.
He replies back, read the license agreement again. They can revoke your rights to use it, and if you violate those terms, they can prosecute you. Read the license. I said, if I, quote, buy something, not rent or license, then I own that copy. I cannot breach the agreements of purchase that I will not distribute a paid or free copy, but they cannot retroactively remove my right to play that game or watch my movie because it is bought out by another company and no longer have the ability to host that content on their servers. This is not the same argument. If you take away something I buy, then expect it to be stolen right back.
So this is where you get into the argument of emulation. the art of emulation, which is just taking a device and making it use it for something that it's not meant for.
Right.
Like using a laptop to play Nintendo games. So there is an ethical version of this because the cartridge eventually will fail.
Yeah.
The disc will eventually die out.
Rot.
VHS tapes, they've said VHS tapes in the next 25 years will be fucking unplayable. So you need to figure out a way to transfer those over to another medium.
That's kind of partly the reason why a fire got up my ass to do it.
Yeah, so there is a time limit, kind of like the GameCube laser kind of fails after so many years. And this is hardware degradation. This is something that's out of our control. Things rot and fall away. It goes up, comes down. But I think because we're in the digital age, and because only a handful of different mediums can survive it, like music, is the best version. But we are going to have to understand that you're going to have to invest in a way to save the things you buy for yourself outside the purview of the digital age. Like, invest in a hard drive. Invest in the knowledge of knowing how to save that game into a medium where you don't need the internet to play it. Because that's what the next console will be, a disc-free console. That's the next generation of gaming, which is a digital-only console. You can buy the all Xboxes, which are digital-only. You can buy the PlayStation 5, digital-only. I don't know any PC gamers now that buy PC games in a hardware edition. But that is the next revelation of gaming. Music's, they got the ebb and flow of vinyl, cassettes even.
Yeah, cassettes keep trying to bubble up every few years.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? Get you a tape deck.
Hey, the Finlands did it.
Yeah, but those will eventually rot away. But that's still a physical copy, and if you take care of it, just like anything, yeah, you can play it. But we are getting into that new age of we need to make laws about this very quickly because the old people we have in charge can't foresee that future, and they don't care, and they're not going to care. So stop voting for people over 45.
Yeah, heard it here,
God
folks.
damn it. And don't trust the police.
No, and I fully agree. And it's like it's such a weird arc for me because I have always been so pro advancement of technology, progressing through things. Even today, I hope you're listening to this episode on Spotify. Yeah. I am pro Spotify. However, the reason I'm pro Spotify is because if I really like a record, I can still buy it from my favorite artist.
Yeah.
They're not my artists have not stopped making CDs or vinyl records. Yeah. I can purchase that if I want. I can't say the same for these game companies. I can't say the same for movies. A lot of movies don't get released on Blu-ray, or if they are, they're in very limited quantities, and the prices are getting raised because they're in such low quantities.
Yeah, the price point on digital movies and television shows is ridiculous.
Well, the price point on the digital ones have decreased. The physical ones...
That's what I'm saying. The physical copy is ridiculous unless you go to a pawn shop. But
a pawn shop got you all day.
I get dollar DVDs all week.
Oh yeah. But it's like I go to Target every so often. I pop my head in Walmart, but it's like even their Blu-rays and stuff, they're like $25-$30. And I'm like, I love Spider-Man No Way Home, but like I don't know if I want to spend $35 just to have it.
And another thing on that is Disney is a perfect example because Disney wants to create like this hindsight on stuff. The original comes out, they put it on VHS or DVD.
Disney Vault.
But the Disney streaming comes out, and now you watch that movie and there's something a little off about it. It doesn't quite match. A perfect example is the movie Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch is a fantastic animated movie. Great soundtrack. There's a scene where the little girl hides in a dryer. Guess what? On streaming, she's hiding in a box. They did that for a very good reason. They don't want kids hiding in fucking dryers, which I understand. That's perfectly understanding editing. I get that. You want to, kids are fucking, what do you call it? Squishy
Impressionable.
brains. Impressionable. Yeah, with their squishy little brains. So, yeah, I don't want my fucking niece to climb in a goddamn dryer. Don't do that. But the biggest one they changed was the chase scene near the end of the movie where they're flying a plane through a goddamn cityscape.
So,
yeah.
I know what you're talking about on that one.
Yeah, and that changed before it came out.
Yes.
But there's still footage of it that was animated.
Yeah, the storyboards.
Yeah, but you can still watch that as like rare
bonus feature
rare content. But it goes into like The Simpsons as well. There's a lot of background stuff that's changed.
Well, with The Simpsons, the thing they royally fucked up on that is, these original episodes, or the glory seasons, were done in a 4:3 aspect ratio. And then when they put it on Disney Plus, they put it in widescreen, but they didn't stretch it. They cropped it. So, like, visual gags were being missed. Like, for instance, the biggest example I saw that was the best one to use was it was an episode where Homer went to the Duff Factory, and it was supposed to be a joke about light beer that was really popular at the time. Every company had a light beer. And the joke was you had the two vats of Duff beer. One said Duff and one said Duff Light. But that if you looked at the very top, you saw one tube and then it split into a T and then down into both containers. The joke being it's the same shit, just labeled different. In the Disney one, the top was so cut off you couldn't even see the joke.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just little things. But that goes into more of like, I think, fan status level stuff.
It does, but you know what? At the same time, I witnessed this over the holiday season. I was watching Jingle All the Way with Arnold
Schwarzenegger,
yes.
Sinbad.
Now, what song? Now, so do you remember when they go to the Chinese toy factory with Belushi?
All right, so I remember the movie. I don't remember as well as I used to.
Okay. When they show up to that scene and eventually shit goes south because he gets the Turbo Man doll, he presses the button and it's Spanish. And he's just like, the fuck is this? And he goes to open it and he's just like, I wouldn't do that. And it like falls apart. And he's just like, yeah, no refunds. He's like, I'm going to beat your fucking ass. And then Big Santa comes out. That's all buff and shit. And he's just like, you want to play, little man? Yeah. The song that plays at that moment is Brian Setzer Orchestra's Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It's just some random background song. That song got moved to another part of the movie. The part of the movie was right after he leaves the toy shop and he's going around town trying to find one. And it's like a montage of like, people laughing at him.
Like, yeah.
Well, it was originally Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, the slow one. This was supposed to be kind of the calm down after the mad, crazy mall scene. That's where the Brian Setzer song was now. And I'm sitting
it changes the tone.
It changed it completely. And I remember sitting here watching it going, wait, no, this is wrong. This is fucked up. And like you said, it changed the tone. It changed the feel. And I sat here and for a split second went, if I had the DVD, this wouldn't be happening. I could be watching it the way I remember. They wouldn't be changing up the soundtrack.
So this is what I love, because this plays into a conspiracy of the Mandela effect. Why do you remember it this way? Why is Looney Tunes spelled this way and Looney Tunes looks like this? There's two reasons. One, it was changed. Or two, it was a knockoff that just got popular. But when companies do that, when they change music and stuff like that, that's what we got to worry about down the line when it comes to television. Because if I got Brian Setzer doing a Christmas episode, he's known for that, and I got him doing an episode, a Christmas episode for blah 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 the show, and they decide to streamline that show on another network or put it on a streaming service, does Brian Setzer have the right to remove it because he doesn't agree with the streaming service's morals and ethics? Because if he fucking does, that means the streaming company technically can't syndicate the goddamn show correctly.
That's right.
And now we're in a legal license battle that is a clusterfuck and can't be codified because senators are 65 fucking years old.
Welcome to Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, so
You literally described the problem that the 90s show has. That's why you can't watch those full episodes on Paramount, is all that licensing with the music. No one can agree to have it on a program.
And that is even
with the DVDs, no one could even get on the same page to have it agreed to on the box set.
I think what's crazy is we're getting into this realm of lost media for the new digital age that'll make the old lost media age pale in comparison, because there's these things called bounties online for some lost media. The biggest one is wildest one no one's been able to find, is the Christine Chubbuck video. This is a $1 million bounty online. Do you know what this is?
I feel like you told me.
This is a horrific fucking video.
That's why I feel like you told me.
Yeah, so, but like when you're talking about like the Misfits playing on some mom and pop PBS style show, that's lost media. That's cool. When you're talking about like an old interview from back in the day when like Larry King wasn't as popular, that's pretty cool.
Lost episode of Sesame Street.
Oh yeah, like a band episode that's never been found with the first black kid. That's a banned fucking episode for some stupid fucking reason, even though all the Muppets are different colors. Christine Chubbuck was a news anchor who did good stories back in the 70s. And she's like, hey, this is Christine Chubbuck, doing good news. And this was the time of the news when we think news is bad now. We think true crime is bad now. Back in the day, those fucking animals got like a camera in a dying guy's face before the fucking ambulance is there. This was the true age of news. And she didn't like it. And she lost her goddamn mind, got on television, and said, this is Christine Chubbuck bringing you the blood and guts that this network wants to bring you. And she pulled out a gun and shot herself on live television because there was no seconds delay. And she did this on live television. The company took the tape and scrapped that goddamn thing. But out in the world, somebody was recording it.
Had to be,
because everybody's recording something, no matter how.
And what year was it?
Late 70s. I can't remember. But there is right now a $1 million cash bounty if anyone's got the video. They made a movie about her, and it's fantastic. It's her just losing her mind because she's like us now. Just tell me something good, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. But that was her in the 70s. She wanted to do good news stories about people like helping the communities and stuff like that. And this is such a small news network, but it's one of those things that are probably in a dusty fucking bin in an attic on a Betamax or some shit. And it was probably played over some soap opera bullshit. And it's just her on national television on her little network. This is Christine Chubbuck bringing you the blood and guts you want, and kills herself on TV. That is up there with like the Bud Dwyer video. Everyone knows the Bud Dwyer video. So the white guy pulls a gun out of an envelope, shoots himself. That was the Faces of Death. That was the video. But her doing it, fucking Jesus, dude. Like, that is just a fucking rock solid, rare, like Easter egg.
$1 million. Damn.
Bounty. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
A bounty. Like, that is just the wildest shit when it comes to rare media. The second largest bounty, Jerry Lewis, the comedian, made a Holocaust movie called The Clown Who Cried. And this is about a story of a clown in Nazi-occupied Germany who was tasked with coercing children into camps and into gas chambers. This is slightly based on a true story of a real person. Jerry Lewis made this film and in hindsight realized, oh fuck, what the fuck did I just do? And shelved it and said, you can do it after I die. He died about 4 or 5 years ago, I believe. Maybe about 10 years ago. But the Library of Congress has it. And the Library of Congress is the largest keeper of media.
Yeah.
There was the conspiracy of the yottabytes of your tweets being saved by the Library of Congress.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah, because we all really care about what you had for dinner.
Yeah, it's going to be used for something else, for like AI or something. But anyway, I've seen scenes from this movie because they are public domain now. But the full unedited movie is about the ethical dilemma of this man. And, you know, there is a nuance to it. It is
there.
This is not a comedic movie. This is a dramatic movie. But it's about...
Are you sure? Because it sounds fucking gut-busting hilarious to me.
Right up there with Shane Gillis. But there is a nuance to the storytelling where it's just like they took ordinary people and put them in horrible situations and forced them to do these things. That's the hindsight part of it. Jerry Lewis is like, oh my God, what the fuck did I just do? And there is a bounty for a full edit, because there is a rumor that it was fully edited. The production company finished it and never told Jerry Lewis because all the filming was done. The only thing that wasn't done was the cropped and editing. And actors who are in this movie talk about it like, oh no, that's finished. We just never released it. And like their acting careers either were burnt the fuck out from the rumor of this movie, or just Jerry Lewis is like, no, we never made the movie.
Yeah.
Until like a few years before he died, and they asked him all the time, when's that movie going to release? Never. Fucking never. And then he died, and it's like, 2025 we'll release this goddamn movie.
So next year.
Yeah. LPN has talked about covering it because it is just this wild idea that a movie could be so controversial. And we've seen controversial bullshit. We've seen stupid fucking shit online.
We grew up in their age of cracked.
Yeah. Like
Live Leak.
And you're talking about, I watched a guy get beheaded when I was like 13. Like, but you're telling me I can't watch this stupid Jerry Lewis movie about the Holocaust? Get the fuck out of here. And it is, but it's that bounty. And I think what's going to happen is in the future, we're going to get a re-release of the bounty era of media that isn't changed and a physical, like I could fucking touch it. That's the new age of media. And I think it's going to be a fucking wild west of a time too, because dude, they're already starting to burn books. So that's another fucking podcast. That's a whole fucking episode on Cryptic Conspiracy Cult. But like, they start burning books. They start burning other shit too.
Well, move on to the pure idiocracy that is of this world right now. Northwest, the child of Kim and Kanye West, 10 years old.
Baller.
Now has a diamond grill. And to the best of my knowledge, no, this is not a clip-on, a slip-in. This is surgically done. 10 years old. Now, I could be wrong about the surgically done, but from what I've been able to tell, it is not a click-in.
Curiosity. This is the only thing I like about this story, is the curiosity. A 10-year-old child has lost all their baby teeth and has fully grown teeth that could support a metal, like basically a retainer of diamonds. Like, I get it. This is opulence. This is how you want to show wealth and stuff like that. But you have to like surgically alter the mouth to put that kind of material in there. Not to mention, you got to hope you don't swallow one of them goddamn diamonds if it pops out. That's another thing I'd be scared of.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too.
Because you don't want a random cut diamond rolling around in your fucking intestines as a child. Or as an adult. Yep,
right here it says I got a full set of titanium dentures.
Titanium dentures with encrusted diamonds.
Yep. So yeah, it's in.
The titanium's fine. The titanium is a surgically proofed metal. You can live with titanium in your body. The diamonds, however, need to be in that motherfucker perfectly.
Yeah, because now I've actually got a better photo here. Dude, that's like on her teeth. Look at that right there.
Yeah, so it looks like, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teeth.
10 years old, bro.
Baller. Hell yeah, man. Fuck it. Hey, burn that money while you can, I guess. Hey, that kid's probably going to get Mars one day, so.
Man, it's just, I don't know why, but it's just, it really feels like we are really, really sliding down the shitter fast.
No, they are. We're fine.
We as a society.
Oh, no.
We as a people.
No.
We the people.
Japan's going to the moon. Okay.
We, the U.S.
Oh, no, us? U.S. us?
Yeah,
Oh.
us.
Oh, that's hard to say.
Us. That's why I said us.
I don't know. After November 2nd, I think we'll find out. But I don't think we'll find out how really America's fucked. But on a scale, at least. But that's why you got to vote.
Well, did any other news things come across your desk this week?
Other than developers not keeping up with modders, not really. But, that is fascinating. But in broader sense, the private company that tried to go to the moon recently failed, and worked out a deal to make sure that it crashes in a safe spot on Earth and burns up in the atmosphere. So there's that. And Japan's going to the moon. So fuck yeah.
And some local Charlotte news. Everyone got freaked the fuck out and started sharing misinformation. There was a plane that flew overhead around the cityscape and had a whole lot of flares and fire coming off of it. Everyone was freaking the fuck out, wondering where the crashed plane landed, when in reality it was a fireworks plane over the night stadium because they finally won.
Oh yeah.
So everyone started freaking out, thinking there's a plane crash happening downtown.
Did they say what kind of plane it was? Was it like a military plane?
No, it was just a standard looking plane.
Well, yeah, sometimes like a C-130 will fly over NFL stadiums and like pop off a few rounds.
Yeah.
But like that's just what they do.
So yeah,
I will say this. I don't know if you've ever seen one, but a C-130 or an AC-130, if you see one of those, it's fucking terrifying.
I don't know planes by their numbers.
It's a plane that hauls about 2 giant Abram tanks. It can airdrop them on the
I
area.
know which one. See, when you describe it like that, I know which one you're
Imagine
talking about.
a plane that could take a country.
Yes, thank you. That one.
Yeah, it's one of those.
I have perspective now.
They call it the Angel of Death. That's what they literally call it because it flies so high you can't see it.
Airplanes and guitars. Don't give me numbers. Tell me shapes and sounds.
Shapes and sounds.
Shapes and sounds, buddy. I'm a guitarist.
Yeah, so like an AC-130 is fucking terrifying to see in the sky because you're thinking, oh, fuck, it's finally happening. The government's lost their shit. Like, because in Kannapolis, I would see military aerial vehicles all the time.
Yeah.
Like Apache helicopters, Hueys and shit, like, which is another helicopter. But I also
Baby Huey?
Not Baby Huey. But I also live next to an airport in town, in my hometown, and they've expanded, so there is a lot of military-esque aircraft that just happen to fly by every now and then. I'm just like,
it just happened to.
It's not a conspiracy or anything. I'm not thinking like, they're putting chemicals in the air,
Grabbing your history we forgot notepad, writing everything down for your cryptic conspiracy cult episodes.
They're coming, man. They're coming. These FedEx planes are a psyop. No, it's very fascinating when I'm driving beside the airport, and it's a road that runs parallel to the runway, and I'm driving right next to a private black jet that's taken off, and it's just like that. It's either really, really cool or really, really scary because, back in 2016, Trump came to that airport and held up fucking traffic, and it pissed me the fuck off because I couldn't get where I was going because they're like, he needs 16 goddamn armored cars around him.
No, he doesn't fucking doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
He needs one dude.
One dude. And like, I gotta get to the food line. And you're really pissing me off.
You can wait. Yeah. You don't need to go to the food line.
I heard they smoke crack at the food line.
It's no good.
It's no good.
It's no good. You want the Publix?
It's the best one. The best. Trust me, I know everything about groceries.
Well, before we get too deep into those woods, let's go ahead and move on over to our main topic. We're going to be retreading a little bit of water tonight, but not too much. As loyal listeners know, this show started out as a Patreon show, and not every one of those Patreon episodes have made their way onto the main feed, mainly because by the time I edited them down from Chris's mouth, they would be about 2 minutes long.
Listen to that kid, Chris.
Yes. Yeah. That version of Chris is behind a paywall. That episode of Star Wars will not come out. You have very strong opinions on the sand people.
Yeah. And space Vietnam. The moons of Endor.
But today, we're going to retread a little bit of water and talk about, because even some new ones have come out, video game movies.
Yeah, so you're talking about an industry that really bounced back. From
shit,
our
bro.
time as children. Because our time as kids was Mortal Kombat, the movie,
Bro, video game movies were the punchline to a joke.
Oh yeah, they were terrible.
Yeah.
Every fuck. Super Mario Brothers is the perfect example of what the fuck did I just watch? And you know, it's that road of good intention. Because was it though? It is. Like,
I've watched so many documentaries on that, and it does not feel like a movie paved with good intentions. It feels like a movie paved with, this is going to be a shit show from the start. Let's collect a check.
The good intention of the actors who got involved. A perfect example of this is the movie Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia. For those who don't know about this fantastic movie, it has like a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a Metacritic score of like a 5 out of 100. It is virtually terrible, but goddamn is it campy and fun. For those who play Street Fighter, you know who the characters look like. So if I got a character named Guile in Street Fighter, he's a 6'2" American fucking Marine, Navy SEAL, whatever the fuck, with a cool fucking blonde hair, fucking built like a brick shit house. Who would you get to play him? Tall, late 80s, early 90s, tall, white, blonde guy.
Oh yeah.
He looks strong as fuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe a Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, someone tough. You know, how about a 5'7" Jean-Claude Van Damme, who's a Frenchman?
Nah.
Okay.
That doesn't really work.
Let that go. Let's say I have a megalomaniac villain named M. Bison. You know, a true Nazi-esque villain-looking motherfucker.
All right.
Tougher and shit, bigger than hell. Who should I get to play that guy? A villain who's monstrous.
Let's find Igor somewhere.
Yeah. Let's find a big, hulking villain. Maybe a wrestler. That'd be cool. Let's get Raul Julia from the Addams Family.
What?
Raul Julia gives a Shakespearean performance in this goddamn movie. And it's like watching, think of the most classically trained actor you could think of, like someone like a Max von Sydow, who randomly appears in a Star Wars movie, but like someone like that, someone like a Morgan Freeman. And then it's the cast of SNL.
No.
Yeah. Or like Tim Curry surrounded by Muppets. Like, this is what the Street Fighter movie was. And what's crazy is they got an Asian woman to play Chun-Li, who is a fantastic casting choice because she ends up becoming the most popular woman in Marvel because she's appeared in every goddamn Disney production of anything. That's where she started. She played Chun-Li in a fucking Street Fighter movie. The casting's perfect everywhere else, except for your two main characters, Guile and M. Bison. And when you think of a movie about, street fighting toughs, you don't think of like a wartime setting. You don't get that feel. This is a struggle movie to watch. It is hard to watch this movie.
It definitely sounds like that.
There's so many comic-y things. Me and Ken Osborne would get shit-faced and watch this movie, higher than fuck, and love watching this. And the DVD, I wish I still had it. I bought it for $5. The best $5 I've ever spent in my goddamn life on this movie in a Walmart bin. And the special parts, because DVDs have special.
Oh yes,
is there's lure. There's fucking lure, and it's hilarious, dude. You've never seen something this fucking dumb yet fun. And,
I love it.
And you know what's crazy is it came out before a certain game came out. So Street Fighter 2 Turbo, for those who don't know, was an original set of game. You had around 8 fighters. You had Ken and Ryu, Chun-Li, Vega, M. Bison, Balrog, Sagat, E. Honda, Blanca, and the big Russian guy. That was it. This movie introduces 3 new characters that no one knew about unless you played it at an arcade. And it was DJ, Cammy, and T-Hawk, which is a giant Native American dude. They got Kylie fucking Minogue, the European singer and actress, to play fucking Cammy. And for those who don't know what Cammy looks like, imagine a woman whose legs go all the way up with the best ass in video games. That's who she was. And it's just like, no way you got a famous fucking singer to play Kylie fucking Minogue to play Cammy, a off-putting fucking Street Fighter character. But oh my god, 9 out of 10 for me as a movie. But like everyone else, when I tell them, it's just like they know I'm fucking joking, but they're not quite sure. They're like, "Well, Chris said it's very good." I'm just like, I encourage everyone to go buy this movie, buy it before they destroy it.
And we also had the old Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, 2 Mortal Kombat movies.
Oh,
yes.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about the second one.
And the first one introduces a character that wasn't supposed to be in the fucking movie, that showed up until Mortal Kombat like 4 or 5, and it was a joke character from Street Fighter.
Yeah,
DJ. But like, it was this guy who does Brazilian fucking Brazilian dance fighting, and Luke Kang kills him.
Deader in Hell.
But that's fucking hilarious. You know, they had a giant puppet Goro that was fantastic. Johnny Cage kicks him in the fucking nuts and kills him. You had Scorpion, who had a cool effect in the orchard scene. Get over here. They go to hell and fight. Looks cool. Sub-Zero freezes a dude and decapitates him. You know, that's what you want to see in a Mortal Kombat movie, because that was, as a kid, that was my jam. And as an adult, I want that jacket that Shang Tsung had. Like, that he has a trench coat. If you've seen the trench coat from Mortal Kombat, it is just something you see probably Glenn Danzig wear. Like, it is very off-putting of a fucking of a jacket. And then they made a direct sequel right now where Shao Kahn appears and kills Luke Cage immediately, or Johnny Cage immediately.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not wanting to skim too hard over all this, but I feel like this is going to kind of crescendo to a larger point. So all of these movies were kind of late 80s and throughout the 90s. Correct me if I'm wrong. Throughout the mid 2000s, the only video game movie that I can really think of is Silent Hill. And didn't they make a Tomb Raider movie as well?
They did, with Angelina Jolie. They made 2 of them.
So were those the only 2 video game movies that really came out in the thousands?
Not really. There were a handful of other indie ones.
Or at least by the Silent Hill ones weren't really from big production houses, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So the biggest one that was successful was the Lara Croft Tomb Raider movies with Angelina Jolie. They're a little bit dated because of the special effects, but back then it was just like, holy shit, that looks amazing. But with the Mortal Kombat movies coming out in 95, 96, 97, Street Fighter 93, 94, there was the big jump of, all right, those were comic-y, those were gimmicky. So Silent Hill coming out in the 2000s really kind of played into the next level of gaming, where gaming can be scary.
Yeah.
And so they found that little niche market, because we also got Resident Evil around that same time.
Yeah.
But with Silent Hill, the movie plays into the story of, I think, Silent Hill 2, the video game. But it's also its own story. Much like we watch Marvel movies, which is its own cinematic universe, these games play into their own universe. For instance, Resident Evil is the perfect example. The character Alice by Mila Jovovich doesn't exist in the goddamn series at all. She is a what's called filler character, and she is our protagonist throughout the game. You see other characters from the video games, like your Jill Valentine's, your Redfields, Claire, and Wesker being the main bad guy. And if you ever played those games, those are the villains. But she is this out of pocket fucking character who's just like, we need a protagonist that could survive, and this is your character. Yeah, I can't wait for a Grand Theft Auto movie. I can't wait.
That actually would be good.
Yeah, because like just the music alone would just be fantastic. The soundtrack alone would be fantastic. But like they've steadily gotten better.
Well, so with the steadily getting better, I have, as you brought this up, I was kind of thinking about it, and I kind of have a theory on this. So throughout the thousands, we had a couple of the smaller indie movies, and then some of the larger movies like the Lara Croft and the Silent Hill. The next one that I can really put my finger on is Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Now, Detective Pikachu hit a certain market and it did well. I wouldn't say it was extremely successful, but it did well. I don't think that was the turning point. That may have been the first movie based on a video game that was successful in a long time. I don't think that's what changed the formula or changed the mold. I think the moment that we got that first Sonic trailer and everyone went, what the fuck is this? And they went back and fixed it. I honestly believe that was the moment right there we began to heal. Because no longer was the studio going to release a movie where the fan base cried out so loud that something was wrong.
Well, it was
because think about it, every movie since that's been video game related has been a hit in its own right.
Yeah.
Mario, Five Nights at Freddy's, and there's been a handful of others that have been coming down the pike with like good bit of anticipation.
So there's this niche in the early 2000s, from 2001 to 2008, where you had good ones and you had bad ones. Because social media wasn't quite what it was back in the MySpace era. You had, let's say, like your good movies like Silent Hill, but you also had movies like Blood Rain, which was based on a video game, kind of like a God of War chick who's a vampire. She killed Germans. But
I don't remember that one.
So there was one guy who kind of fucked it up and set video game movies back, and a guy named Hugh Ball, one of the oddest directors in Hollywood. If you've ever seen a really weird movie on sci-fi, that was him. Fucking asshole. Like
asshole or weird?
Weird. He made Left 4 Dead the movie. That was awful. He made, all these weird fucking movies based on video games that were terrible, while other studios were like, please stop, so we can actually put out a good movie, that we've got written down, like the Lara Croft movie or something like that. We're putting production value in it. We're getting good actors to come into these movies who are like, holy shit, this could be a career ender. So like, that's another thing too. These are risky fucking movies to make. Going back to the Super Mario movie, the guy who plays Mario, he did that because a kid wanted him to play it. He wanted him to do it. And very much so. That guy was a fun kid's actor.
Yeah.
He was in Who Framed Roger fucking Rabbit. He worked alongside a cartoon.
John Leguizamo on the other hand.
He's a piece of shit. But that's that good intention I was talking about.
Exactly.
Raul Julia played M. Bison because he was dying and his kids loved Street Fighter. And that's his last movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I would hardly say that one lead actor in a role makes for a good intentioned movie.
But that's the reason he took the job. That's the good intention I'm talking about.
Right.
But you also have other movies that were kind of like dead center between good and bad, like Max Payne.
I forgot about that. I forgot all about Max Payne.
Yeah. And then you had movies like Hitman, the movie with Timothy Olyphant.
See, I heard that was pretty bad.
Well, they remade it called Agent 47, and that's a good action flick.
Got it.
But, when you start getting movies like the 2001 Final Fantasy movie, which was an all CGI movie. I don't know if you remember Spirits Within. It was an all CGI movie. That was bad.
I remember hearing about it. I didn't watch it, though.
But you also, in the early 2000s, you had movies like Stay Alive, which is a horror movie based on a horror game. So that was really popular. But then it gets answered with movies like Doom with The Rock and Kyle Urban. And it's like, I love that movie because it's fucking dumb.
We ought to watch that because I've never seen it. But that sounds amazing.
Dude, I think there's like 3 Oscar-winning actors in that movie. And it's like, what the fuck? Who owed you a favor? Like, who fucking, Rosamund Pike is in it. This woman was a Bond villain. This girl was in Gone Girl. The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. This is his early, like, let me get out of fucking wrestling. Kyle fucking Urban, who makes the best fan movies, like Dredd, like Judge Dredd and shit like that. He's the guy from Thor Ragnarok. He's the guy. These are from Texas. That guy. He's that guy. But like,
so it's like,
you get these,
okay. So real quick, folks listening, especially you, Dustin, because you're really communicative. If you want us to watch that, let us know what format you want us to do. Do you want us to do a watch along? because there'll be kind of some dead air as we're watching it, but we've done those before. It's kind of like a movie commentary where you can watch it along with us. We can do that, or we can watch it and then we just do a review on we'll just do like an episode on it as the main topic. So
I'm so fucking excited.
So I want to do it, but I want to do it in the way that folks are the most interested, because we've done it both ways.
Yeah.
I don't have a favorite either way, so you guys let us know which way you want us to do. You want us to watch it and do a review, or you want us to do a watch along?
We'll do a vote. Doom, Street Fighter.
No, I'm already making the vote. I want Doom.
Oh, you want Doom? Okay.
I want to. As soon as you gave me that cast, I was like, oh,
I'm duct taping you to a chair to watch Street Fighter, though.
And another one, not to go off topic, but I meant to mention this in the news segment. Another movie that we have to do, and I'm calling an audible on this one. This movie was filmed a good handful of years ago, but is only just now getting an official release. It's called Death Rider.
Yeah.
By Glenn Danzig.
Fuck it, why not?
Glenn Danzig, this is his second movie. Because the first one, if we can do that one too. The first movie was called Veronica. And from what I understand, it was just an excuse for him to shoot titties.
Oh, yeah.
And this one, he is a vampire cowboy. And Glenn Danzig throwing on a southern accent with some fake vampire teeth and blood on his face with a cowboy hat. I gotta watch that.
Gotcha.
We gotta watch that.
Well, something I noticed when we watched the trailer, and this is a mystery from 2023. There's
let me turn on the cryptic conspiracy cult music.
There's an actor in the movie named Julian Sands. For those who don't know, in 2023, he disappeared. He literally just fucking disappeared, and they found him, and he was dead. This is probably his last fucking movie. And because of the circumstances around he died, and he died in a desert, I'm kind of curious what this movie's going to do to that story when it does come out. They probably waited because he died. But it's one of the weirdest goddamn stories in Hollywood that no one talks about. Is this famous actor who was beloved because he's in the Warlock movies just fucking died. But with that, was missing. Think about that. Imagine an actor that you like from like a horror series or something. Like, let's say the guy that played Jason Voorhees just fucking disappeared. Kane Hodder just dipped. Where the fuck's Kane Hodder? That's a big dude. It's a hard guy to miss. And then you're like, oh no, we found him dead in the desert somewhere.
Who the fuck did that?
The Predator. But like,
well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we figured out what happens when you fuck with Glenn Danzig.
Yeah. He probably said, your stupid fucking music, your stupid fucking movie. I'll see you at a Publix somewhere. I'm kicking your ass. But like, it's a wild thing when I saw that name. I'm like, no way. Dude, I loved him in those old 80s and 90s
Danny
movies.
Trejo's in it.
Oh yeah, because he needs some money for groceries. Because the Machete money's running out. I'm still waiting for Machete in Space, where he kills Justin Bieber.
But yeah, so Doom and Death Rider, those definitely are on our watch list this year.
Oh yeah, but
back to the video game movies.
But no, the thing is, like, you were right, because like when the Sonic movie comes out around that time is the new influx of video game movies, where you're getting people who are fans making the movies.
Because you had the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, which I loved. I loved the Mortal Kombat movie.
I enjoyed it too.
The only thing I didn't like was they introduced a new character to Mortal Kombat that they never put in the games, which would have been cool for this new Mortal Kombat 1 that just came out.
Because that's what we were speculating too. It's like, ooh, this new character could be the new, main protagonist.
He could be the new Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the guy who played Liu Kang in the movie looked fucking accurate. A ripped Asian dude with long hair. It looked like he could fuck your shit up immediately. He didn't need powers. He just looked like a guy who fucked your shit up. Sonya Blade looked fantastic. All the characters looked fucking perfect and spot on. Goro showing up, busting out of that barn, just fucking his shit up, looked amazing. Sub-Zero and Scorpion gave me a backstory, made it contentious. Great movie. But when you think of video game movies, you're just like, bad one around the corner, some goddamn one. And that was Uncharted.
Yes.
With Tom Holland. I love the Uncharted games. I like Tom Holland. Those two are not the same person. Nathan Drake, the main character, the male Lara Croft, needs to be played by an actor who's unknown, who could take a fucking beating. You know who could have played him? The guy who played Darth Maul.
Ray Parks.
Ray Parks, you really don't know what he looks like without makeup on. But guess what? He's a stuntman, and he knows how to do choreography. And if anybody's played the Uncharted series, it's a guy who jumps out of a perfectly good fucking airplane. It parachutes down on crates and shit.
So Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it's like a human Crash Bandicoot. Like that would have been the guy. I would have been fine if Tom Cruise played him, because that would have been fucking hilarious. And oh yeah, the old mentor father figure is Mark Wahlberg.
And see, everyone's saying Mark Wahlberg would have made a better main
Nathan
character.
Drake. Yeah, he would have. Give me an older guy to play Sully, the main guy, the other guy. No, y'all just fucked it up. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? I don't give a shit. You're not going to make another one because the movie bombed.
And see, and stuff like that, it's like, that's what makes me go, I really feel like the Sonic movie was that turning point.
Yeah.
Because with that, it felt like the fan base just went, no, don't fucking do this shit, not again. And then they listened. And then look at all the major successes that came after that. And they're all movies that held true to the source material. Mario, good God, there was not a single bit of creative liberty made in that movie. Every single thing in that new Super Mario movie was lifted right from the games.
And I think because they were allowed to get the time to deep dive into it, because remember there was the problem beforehand when we first saw the trailer and everybody bitched and moaned. It's like Chris Pratt as Mario,
and the face was a little different.
Yeah, that's fine. But Princess Peach being a fighting type character, I'm just like, oh yeah, she is later on down the game. It's like, but there's so much content you're shoving down in this movie, and you're like, oh fuck, Rainbow Road, Mario Karts, you're doing all this thing. The only thing they could have added to it, which would have been like a deleted scene, is if they did a Mario RPG and a giant dragon showed up and you got to kill it with 7 gems that you got to collect. But that's Mario too.
I was gonna say, I feel like they're kind of setting that up because they did just re-release RPG, so they kind of put it back in people's heads. You know the way they work this
That's
shit.
the best Final Fantasy game ever made.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, but you know the way these marketing teams work. They'll plant that seed to see what gains interest so they can wrap it into more future projects.
So I watched the Sonic movie not long ago, and, they have, some high-level actors in there. Jim Carrey playing the bad guy is perfect. He's comic-y. He does all these gimmicks. He's very physical actor. He's fucking fantastic. And the guy that James Marsden, the guy that's with Sonic, is that character actor, that good old buddy, character. And then they made a part 2. I saw the trailer for part 2, which I think is out already, where there's an Easter egg at the end where they show Knuckles.
Yes.
Which that's the next level, so they're going off that path. That's good. That's where they need to go. But when they announced that the Legend of Zelda video game
I was going
movie,
to bring that to you,
was going to be live action, I was pissed because Illumination did such a good job with Mario. You have such more liberties with animation. You don't have to worry about making it look real. You don't have to worry about, because animation does it better. That's why King of the Hill is a perfect sitcom show, because you drew all the characters and the voices are just there.
And honestly, if you watch King of the Hill as a live action show, it'd kind of be boring.
It would be boring as fuck, and also it'd be off-putting, because there are gags in King of the Hill that you're like, they couldn't do in live action without really spending the money to $1 million episodes. That's a lot of goddamn money. But no, fucking Illumination doing a Legend of Zelda, a true, I don't even care which one they do. I don't care if they do fucking Spirit Tracks. I don't care if they do one of the shitty games like Phantom Hourglass. I don't care. It's a Zelda movie. Give me what I want.
So what if they made a Zelda movie, but it looks like the GameCube game?
Oh, like Wind Waker? I'd go see it. I'm not a fan of it, but I'll go see it. I would like to see what.
But what if that was that art style?
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about.
I would get shit faced. I would
drown your sorrows.
I would get us an Uber beforehand. I would get high as hell. I'd smoke that electric lettuce and get right there.
No, and the thing is I totally feel your sympathy because again, I'm not a Zelda fan, so I could frankly care either way with what they do with the movie. But however, I know that pain, man. It's like yeah, you do like Mario, but Zelda's your main. You want your main to be as good as the other thing you saw.
Yeah.
I'm lucky Mario's my main. I got my good main movie. So it's like, I was kind of hoping they would go down that path because it was so successful. Because you know what? If they do that live action, you know what they're screwing themselves out of? Super Smash Brothers movie.
I was going to bring that up because
they're screwing themselves out of that because they have Detective Pikachu. There's your Pikachu variant. You've got the Mario universe. You've got the Sonic universe because they fucking Nintendo owns that shit now too. And now you fucking make Zelda. Something's going to happen where it tears a space-time hole, and guess who's fucking looking through the other side? Samus. Yeah. Now we've got our fucking Smash Brothers movie. Come the fuck on.
Here's my prediction. If the Zelda movie does well, we'll get a Metroid movie. If the Zelda movie is bad, we will not.
We'll just get another Mario movie.
Well, that's a proven product that worked. The equation worked out. But Nintendo, stepping their toe in the water and having such success with Sonic, or it's a Sega product, but it's Nintendo. But like with Sonic, with the Mario movie, which is on Netflix now, I think.
Yes.
They've realized, okay, this is the next medium we're in. All right, we got the Switch. We have all these things. Let's see what we can do with Legend of Zelda, one of our other flagship properties, if not on equal par with Mario, when it comes to like just content, lure and content. Because if they play their cards right, and I'll tell you, I'll spend fucking money. I'll spend money to go see it in theaters. I'll break down and pay the $18 goddamn, have a drink. But like that'll be worth it if I see a trailer that looks worth it.
Now let me ask you this. Is there anything in the Zelda lore that could be manipulated or worked into a Wizard of Oz type thing? So
like a positive fantasy tale.
Well, so imagine the beginning of the movie is kind of like Lord of the Rings Hobbit style look.
Where it's just like a nice calm.
That kind of thing. And then something happens and he gets sucked into a world that looks like the video game. Is there something that could work in that realm? Because if they were to do that, then they have opened up the realm of live action and animated.
I don't think
then even the Mario characters could jump into the live action realm.
I don't think they'll do that. But this is just speculation.
Yeah, we're just spitballing.
I wouldn't like that if it goes from live action to animation. I don't like that mix when it does it like that. Mm-hmm. Mario did it perfectly, animated all the way. Hey. The Mario Brothers, got sucked into another world, but it still looks like the other world. Yeah. I wouldn't want a Wizard of Oz type thing unless it was still live action all the way through or animation all the way through.
Gotcha.
But, just a trailer of Link, a young Link just chilling in a field somewhere in Hyrule. In the background, you see, Mount Doom. In the background, the Doom Mountain. You see in the background Kariko Village, which is the mainstay of all the fucking every game. In the background, you see fucking chickens, which are the most dangerous part of the whole game.
I do know that.
Yeah, chickens are the most dangerous part of the game.
Isn't it like you hit one of them
and
then they all attack
5 times, a flock of them will show up off screen and ascend upon you. I could see, Moblins walking around, which are the bad guys, Who
would you cast as, if it's live action, who would you cast as Ganon?
As the main bad guy? If he's realistic looking...
The Rock.
I would want something big and terrifying because the new Ganondorf. I wouldn't use Ganon. I would use Ganondorf.
I always thought his name was Ganondorf, but it was shortened to Ganon.
Yeah, there's two. There's Ganon, which is the ultimate evil, and Ganondorf, which is the personification of them. It's hard to explain.
Okay, so Ganondorf is the guy I'm thinking of, the guy that was in Smash.
Yeah. The guy who looked like he knew karate.
Yeah, and that's why I was making the joke of The Rock, because he's kind of got that angular nose.
Yeah, I would probably get somebody who could act a little better.
I thought you were just going to end it there.
Yeah.
I'm just someone that can act.
No, I would get somebody like Batista because he has that size and he can be, playful about it, because Ganon is a villain, but he's a smart villain.
Can't see Ganon when he's standing still.
The problem is casting the other characters because they're all comic-y looking. Like, lore-wise, Ganondorf is a Gerudo, which is a fucking type of people, and all the women are stacked fucking UFC fighters. So, like, who the fuck am I going to get to play the women?
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, or Gina Carano. But I can't have her like super fucking tan with bright red hair.
You get Gina now.
Yeah, I could.
She's still canceled.
I don't give a shit. I'd fight her. But anyway, it'd be hard to do. Like the biggest one is
how would you fight her though?
Oh, with a bat while she sleeps.
With my bat.
But like the biggest ones you're going to have to deal with other than villains, because I think what they'll do is they'll animate the villains a little bit, make them like they'll probably CGI the villain. Clancy Brown doing the voice, of course. Give me a voice that's scary, Mr. Krabs. But the hardest one is who you're going to cast as Zelda and Link. That's your biggest tough ones.
Link.
Yeah. Margot Robbie as Zelda. It's just like, no, she's Barbie. You can't do that. It's not fair. She can't be in all the goddamn properties.
Fucking Leonardo DiCaprio is Link.
Just coked out of his mind. It's just like, where are all the 18-year-olds at?
No, watch it be some fucking... They're going to do some shit like Harry Styles.
I want it to be a no-name actor. I want it to be a no-name actor that I haven't seen.
Yeah, Harry Styles.
He's in the Marvel. He's in the Marvel universe now.
Yeah, that's true.
And
plus, I think that one movie, what Good Night, Darling, or Yes, Dear, or whatever.
Yeah,
that kind of...
It's a wild one.
That movie sucked.
I will say this. I know you probably haven't seen it, but I watched that Saltburn movie.
I'm about to see it sometime this week.
It's neat.
Actually, correction. I started it.
Dude, yeah.
And went, eh.
Yeah.
I was kind of went, and it went, eh.
that is a horror book movie. That's exactly what that movie is. But
I think I'm the wrong demographic.
But is there a video game that you think would make a great movie that hasn't been made?
Yes. Mega Man.
Mega Man, that would be so much fun.
With all the different power-ups, all the different versions.
Him murdering sentient robots and stealing their souls to use their powers like Shang Tsung.
So I'd want it to be live action.
Oh, that'd be the fight, Mega Man versus Shang Tsung. I'm just picturing that brutal fucking beatdown because he's just pulling out different weapons of the people he's killed, and Shang Tsung is just transforming into people he's murdered and took their souls. And he's like, I can't take Mega Man's soul because he's not a person and doesn't have a fucking soul. And I'm just like, what am I doing? And it's just like, scissor. What a knockdown drag out. That'd be fun.
But dude, think about...
I can't wait for Amazon to buy all this shit and make me one cool game.
Think about the original Mega Man cover where it actually looked like the human.
Oh, where he's got a pistol?
Make it live action.
I'll do it.
And hold on. And you know who's directing it? James Gunn.
God damn it.
It's gonna be fucking Guardians of the Galaxy Suicide Squad Mega Man.
No, what you need to do is you need to do it like RoboCop, where he's a man with a gun and gets murdered by Dr. Light, and he has to piece him back together like RoboCop. And it's just like, Murphy, we gotta put you back together. And it's just like, it's just his head and his body is all robot, and it's just a RoboCop knockoff, but it's Mega Man.
And another movie I want to see, Herbie horror movie. You're sleeping in your bed, all of a sudden you're
Mom, and you see like this pink blob with your mom's hair and like an apron on.
Yes, dear.
And he shoots a bloody star at you covered in your mom's guts.
Because Kirby is the personification of evil.
Yeah. No, it's a pink ball, you mouth fuck. That's exactly what Kirby is. That's exactly what Kirby is. A pink ball that gets mouth fucked.
What were you saying that one time that got that one guy so mad?
Oh, yeah. What was it?
That's what I was baiting you to.
We were talking about Kirby, and I was talking about how fucking dumb it is. And he got upset, and...
Oh, you were saying that it was a very Christian...
Yeah, so like it's a soft game. So the original idea for Kirby was to be a soft game for kids, and it got down to like the developers of games, kind of like how the guy who created because it became a conversation later on because it was the guy who created D&D was like a Mormon and Battlestar Galactica was a Mormon, and just got into this idea. I'm like, yeah, it's just a Christian game. It's just like a Christian fun game, but he just sucks, all the time, and it just pissed him the fuck off. And I was just like, you need to lighten the fuck up, bro. Like, it's Kirby.
Because you kept going deeper with it. You're like, yeah, it's all this demonic shit and this and the other. He's like, no, it's a good, happy game. It's you'll be like,
there's an undertone to it. Like if I was to make like a dark, like you remember those Marvel dark comics where it was just like the Marvel world where it's like it's shit.
Yeah,
like Spider-Man has a fucking skin disease. Like remember those? Remember that?
The Spidered Man.
Yeah. Like the Hulk blew up with tumors and shit, or Magneto exploded. Those fucked up guys. Just Kirby sucking dick in an alley. Just like Mario being a corrupt plumber or some shit. Metroid killing aliens indiscriminately just because she can.
And honestly, yeah, I mean, we mentioned it earlier.
You talking about a horror movie? You talking about a horror movie? Metroid would have been a great horror movie.
Well, see, and that's the only reason I didn't bring it up because we mentioned it a little bit ago. But that would still be a really great one
because it's an alien horror flick.
Yeah,
Ridley, the villain, is a giant space dragon. There's these blobs with claws that attack you. There's literally space pirates in the fucking game that are monsters. There's monsters that come out of the fucking world that she goes to. So yeah, I think those would be fantastic.
Well, what about your picks? What are some video games that you think would make for a good movie? And I don't want to hear Balloon Fight or Excite Bike.
Excite Bike would be good. Tom Cruise training a young Tom Holland how to be the next dirt bike champion, and this just some dubstep version of the pull the throttle, son.
Don't flip it.
I'm just thinking of like a fucking Top Gun version of Defender. There we go. There's a callback for you, motherfucker. The old ma'am fucking.
All right, fine. I want Galaga the movie.
Oh, dude. Get Ben Foster to be the pilot because he's scary looking. Fucking get Morgan Freeman to be the captain of the squad that's telling you that these aliens are coming.
And right as you think all hope's lost.
Well, we can't do that. Pixels are ruined that whole thing for us. God damn it.
Well, I was going to say, but then when all hope's lost, your second ship comes in side by side.
It's your twin brother the whole time. Fuck it, why not?
You thought he was just the red ship, but he was your friend all along.
It's hard to say because like some of the ones I wanted to be made into got made into movies that suck. But if you want to talk about the best ones, Last of Us. Last of Us is the best adaptation ever of a video game, in my opinion, because it conveys the sadness in the world that Last of Us is. It's legitimately scary. There is a beautifully well done cinema style where the world is vast and you see that.
Pedro Pascal playing another dad character on the run.
Yeah, but the kid's not an asshole and doesn't use magic. But like the side characters and the backstory are more shelled out because we see them in the game. And we've got perfect actors to play them in the show, and they've done a fantastic job. That to me was when I realized the upper echelon of what HBO could do. Mm-hmm. And with Fallout coming out for Amazon in April, I'm really hoping that's going to be good because I'm a huge Fallout fan. You couldn't do it as a movie; you have to do it as a television series because it's so vast.
All right, well then I have my television series, and we'll end on that one because it'll be a fucking showstopper.
Let me guess, a horror version of Mario Kart. No. Mario Kart 2000 because we got to use the 2000 because that was such a cool thing back in the day.
No, this would not be a Nintendo property.
Okay,
Heavy Rain.
That's that would be sad as fuck.
Imagine that as a series, though.
Imagine that as Cold Case Files, motherfucker. Like, Jesus Christ.
Episode 1 is just the guy losing the kid. We got to sit on that for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I said it's got to be a series.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Heavy Rain would have been a great series.
And there has to be a 2-minute scene that you're yelling for the kid in the mall and you're chasing a balloon. Yeah. And it has, what's his name, Jason?
Yeah.
It just has to be repeated over and over. Jason! And please, for the love of God, if someone makes a Heavy Rain series, please give a nod to the true gaming community and do this one small, simple thing for us. Episode 1, the main character is waking up, just like in the video game. He gets up, puts on his slippers. I want him to go to the bathroom and fumble his razor. Because you remember the whole hook of that game?
Yeah.
It was the new game mechanics of you hovered over the thing, held it for a long time, did certain button presses.
Like a quick time.
Yeah, and everyone was fucking that because him getting ready for the day was kind of like the tutorial level, and everyone was fucking it up or doing silly shit, to make themselves laugh during the tutorial level. And I want that one bit of fan service. I want him to reach for his razor and he's trying to swap the head on it or something, and he fumbles it, and he's just like,
What I've seen, for the new Fallout trailer is they're going to show the collapse of a vault where everyone goes batshit nuts. They're going to because that's the hook of the game. If you've never played Fallout, that's the hook of the other vaults. Each vault is a scientific experiment gone wrong. So I want to see them use drugs because that's a big part of the Fallout series because you get inhaler drugs like Jet that makes you super fucking fast in the game, but you become addicted and die.
Cocaine.
There's alcohol and everything. But I want to I've seen the rad roaches. They look cool. The giant fucking cockroaches. They look cool. They're going to get a dog because that's the mainstay of the game for Fallout 4. The vault suits look fantastic. The ghouls look fantastic because that's another scary part of the game. I can't wait to see a Deathclaw show up, the giant fucking lizard thing.
Where's this going to be on?
Amazon.
Okay.
April 16th. So I'm excited for that.
Do you think that would be a good introduction to the Fallout series?
It depends on what the first episode is, because they're being real hush hush about what vault they're talking about, and there's a lot of lore in the games when it talks about each vault. Because there's think of the most fucked up scientific experiment you could do to people, and you have free reign to do it. That's what those vaults were for. In Fallout 4, the vault you're in is a cryogenics thing, so you've frozen in time, and you wake up 200 years later.
Got it.
Fallout 3, you need to leave the vault to find a what's called a new Genesis device, which makes the world a better place to live again, but you got to go find it and keep the vault running. Fallout New Vegas, you're just a messenger. You're not even in the vault. You're just bebopping around the fucking desert trying to survive, and you get killed by Matthew Perry.
76.
76, you're in West Virginia in the Vault 76, and if they hadn't made it a massive multiplayer online, it'd be fantastic. But they fucked that up. Way to go.
That's why I remember that one so well.
Yeah, country roads, baby. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. But it looks good. It looks close to the content that you get in the game.
That's good.
And that's all you can really hope for, really. Instead of some bug-eyed fucking Sonic character. But yeah, when we talk about the movies and stuff, there are a lot of bad ones, but there are these gems that are just perfect. Like Silent Hill, if you didn't know it was a video game, it's a fantastic horror movie. I remember watching it, and they fucking ripped that woman apart with barbed wire. I'm just like, that's pretty fucking metal, bro. Because she's this cult leader and shit. She killed the cop immediately, damn near immediately. And that one woman gets her skin ripped off. I'm like, yeah, this is a perfect fucking horror movie.
Well, it really does seem though it's we've got our horror movies to enjoy because those have been they've still been knocking them out of the park.
Yeah.
But it's if we can't enjoy our Marvel movies as much, if we can't enjoy our Star Wars stuff as much, who knows? Maybe this is the renaissance of the video game movies and the video game series. It's we have a new thing to kind of jump on to enjoy before it goes to shit.
I hope Nintendo really puts the investment forward with their stuff.
And I'm with you. I hope it stays animated.
Yeah, I hope it stays in Illumination. They've done a fantastic job. They've proven themselves to do
Finally, they went off model. Not every model looked like the same character, copy and paste.
Yeah. But I think that's a lot to do with the source material. So I'd be excited to see a really good, fully animated, Metroid movie.
Herbie.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
For some reason, I can't escape that movie. It's
bad guy's a giant penguin with a crown and a hammer. And if I was 6, that'd be the shit.
Well, I mean, he had a successful cartoon.
Yeah. Okay. So did Mario.
Yeah. And they had a successful movie.
Yeah.
So,
2 of them.
Yeah. One of them.
Dennis Hopper as Bowser.
What the fuck am I doing here?
A de-evolution ray is fucking dumb. The Goombas were hilarious.
Yes.
The Goombas, these 8-foot tall goddamn trench coat wearing turtles.
The opposite of what they are in the game.
Yeah, which is a shit with feet.
Yep.
A pile of shit with feet.
Well, I'd say this has been a fantastic episode. Really been. I think that this was better than our first time running through the video game movies as well. Mainly because we had some new content to talk about and maybe a little bit more of a new perspective and not just the, well...
I can't wait to watch Doom with you because I'm not watching the movie. I'm going to watch you. Because I'm just going to be eating popcorn. Like, yeah, The Rock said that. That's wild, ain't it? You know that she has an Oscar. Just be eating popcorn and drinking. Oh, this is hilarious. Oh, no, you're going to be on this boat with me, motherfucker.
And guys, if you want yourself a cool quarter sleeve, a hoodie, a t-shirt, a drinking glass, some pins, some stickers, any of that shit.
Notebooks, goddammit.
Notebooks.
Pens. We're getting like actual writing pens. Fuck it.
You're figuring that one out.
I'll figure that one out.
It's all available on the Something Good Network store, somethinggoodnetwork.bigcartel.com. Link is in the episode description along with the Discord. And you know what? I can't say don't be like Dave anymore because Dave actually signed up. He's in the Discord now.
Well, I'll be goddamn.
I know.
Could be Instagram on the horizon in 2025. I don't know.
No, he's already got an Instagram.
No, me.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's changing.
Getting on that IG, baby.
And check out all the other fantastic shows on the network. The Cryptic Conspiracy, Cult History We Forgot, This Fucking Guy, and of course Something Good For You when I'm able to get episodes out when Dave is actually available. Trust me, it's not me. The whole, you making the comments of I'm carrying this network on my back. Motherfucker, it's not by choice. I can't record with you digitally, and the other person I record with is a flake at times. So I'm trying. But on that note, I'm looking at potentially 2 more shows being added to the network this year.
Well, hot damn.
Yes, sir. So
I'll be on those 2. I'll sneak my way onto that motherfucker.
You would actually maybe fit on one of them. You might fit pretty
I can
well
make
on
myself
one
fit
of
on both of them.
And yeah, so pretty good year coming up. And not to give away too much, I'm waiting for a reply back. Mm-hmm. But we might have our first 100% outside guest for the Cryptic Conspiracy Cult.
We shall see, my friend.
I sent you a screenshot of this dude.
Yeah. I was going to order his book.
Oh,
I'm excited.
That's a topic for another day, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to buy his book.
Yeah, and Chris, do you have a fucking outro for us?
Video game pitch movie, series on Amazon, limited run. The balloon scenes from Spider-Man 2, the video game, but it's Scott the Wasp.
You've been listening to the Something Good Network. If you liked what you heard, you can follow us on Instagram, and check out the other great shows on the network. Link is in the episode description.